It's Amy Rofale with the Jerusalem Connection Report, Friday Red Alert for January 29th. BDS is anti-American and anti-intellectual, and here's why. When you think about the term American and what it means, we think of things like freedom of thought, freedom of religion, freedom of the pursuit of happiness, which includes freedom to study, to innovate, to build, to learn. And what then is being intellectual, or what's the definition of intellectual? It's the unbiased exploration of truth through critical thinking without hindrances of emotional underpinnings. And that this information and these truths would then be applied to generate solutions and make society better. So why then is the BDS movement incubated on college campuses in the U.S., where the foundation of American values are supposed to be fostered and intellectuals are produced to make society better? BDS is more than just a movement to protest the national policies of Israel. Indeed, it is directly related to anti-Semitic activities, specifically targeting Jewish students, as well as the constant defamation of the entire state of Israel. And it's getting dangerous now. It's odd that a movement that claims to be on the side of human rights and progressive values and tolerance, freedom and fairness, are finding homes in institutions as incubators, yet they are amongst the most intolerant, narrow-minded, hate-inducing, freedom of speech-squelling movements that any academic institution can possibly host. Recently, a study by Rossman Benjamin included a database chronicling 302 acts of anti-Semitic incidences on 109 college campuses in the United States in the past year alone. Rossman noted that most of these incidents fell into two categories: attacking Jewish students with discriminatory treatment, defamation, or racism, and the defamation of the Jewish state. So if BDS is documented as being the antithesis of what colleges in the West stand for, why then is it given so much time and resources on college campuses? If at an American university a group of students were protesting, for example, the state of Iran, perhaps its policies over political prisoners or its treatment of women or homosexuals, or even economic policies regarding the oil reserves, if those protests spilled over into acts of violence and threats towards Iranian professors or Iranian students on campus, there would be a huge public outcry. The media would be all over it, exposing such hate, and college administrators would curtail any such movements on their campuses. So this is the double standard that we need to examine. This is the cornerstone of how and why the BDS movement is anti-Semitic, and why, at its core, the sliver of rational thought that is espoused by Jewish and Christian communities, by various celebrities and pockets of the media, needs to be heard. Regardless of anyone's political background or ideology regarding economics, the idea of blatant discrimination cannot be tolerated on campuses towards any religious group, ethnicity, or cultural background. Apartheid Week, for example, is one example of an anti-Semitic action or movement that the BDS industry seems to foster. Specifically, the fact that the term apartheid is used unjustly and incorrectly, and even South African men and women who have suffered under that system have outcried against the use of that term regarding the state of Israel. And yet this annual event goes on college campuses across the nation without any administrations stopping that action. Let's not forget the U.S. State Department's own definition of anti-Semitism. It's the delegitimization or demonization of Israel, and a double standard applied to it. Regardless of religious background, lack thereof, regardless of economic policy preferences or philosophical differences, those who claim the American ideal, intellectual values, and American freedoms must then conclude that BDS has no place on college campuses and is in fact anti-Semitic. That does not negate the need for an open and honest, legitimate debate about issues in the Middle East and issues concerning the state of Israel. But that debate must be intellectually honest, based on truths with critical thinking. Then we can posit real solutions. Shavua Tov, Shabbat Shalom. Have a great week.